welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name is McKenna, a licensed esthetician and freelance makeup artist based out of Iowa. So I do YouTube as kind of a fun on the side hobby type thing. Life's been kind of crazy lately, so I haven't been able to focus on it as much. Oh my god, my hair. This is why I don't try and do my hair ever, because when I try and do something, nope. Anyway, so I'm so flipping excited for today's video because I am filming using the Flipping Jaclyn Hill palette. Let's go ahead and break this bad boy out. So, this is how you get it. This is the outer packaging. It is the pretty white background with the metallic silver signature and letters, and then Morphe is in metallic as well. So it comes nice and wrapped in bubble wrap, so that helps prevent any breaking of eyeshadows. The actual palette itself looks the same as the outer cover. Back has Morphe, Jaclyn Hill, and then JH's all over. And now we open the palette. Don't forget it, y'all. This is my background. This is my situation right now with filming. Is I am in the middle of buying a house right now. So my lighting, my backdrop, everything is not how I want it to be, but I still want to try and film stuff. So this is what you're gonna have to deal with. But the backdrop doesn't matter. I'm using natural lighting, so it's the best I can do right now. Alright, so here is the palette when you comes with a plastic sleeve, and this is the flipping palette.
Oh my gosh. Like, seriously?
You see this palette online and you can tell it's gorgeous, but like actually having it in person, in your hands, in front of your eyeballs, like, I can't even fathom that I have this in my hands right now.
Well, let's start playing instead of staring at it because it is so gorgeous. I don't even know what look I want to do. It doesn't have names of the eyeshadow colors on the actual palette, but it did come with this cute little card. And it has all of the colors on the back with the names underneath. So I'm definitely going to keep this for future reference.
Oh my god, okay, I'm just gonna start playing already, like seriously. So let's go ahead and hop right into this tutorial because I cannot wait any longer. Let's go.
So I'm going to go ahead and fill in my brows off camera. I am going to do an updated brow tutorial in the near future, but for now I do have a brow tutorial that I filmed like a few months ago, so I will link that in the description box below. But let's go ahead and put some brows on my face. So I just went ahead and concealed my eyes with LA Girl Pro Concealer in the color Porcelain, and then I just went ahead and set that with the Airspun. Alright, so we're going to start off with, okay, so I'm trying to Silk Cream as a transition shade. It is the third shade from the top right here. I'm going to pick that up on a fluffy brush.
Gosh, it's the first time I'm even dipping into the palette. Oh my god, I don't know if I can deal with it.
Okay, we're going to go ahead and apply this from into the crease, and you're not going to carry it up too high by your brow bone. We want to keep all of the drama out here. Although this shade, Silk Cream, like our transition shades, the lighter shades, can go higher, but then as we get darker, we want to keep them more focused in the crease. So like with this shade, I am carrying it above the crease slightly, just so when we do add the darker shades, it's kind of like a nice ombre effect out. So I'm just going to keep building this up to, I guess, the color that I like, which I'm digging it right now. Okay, so I'm just going to go in with a Morphe M502 and blend out the first shade so we don't have any harsh edges. I'm just going to go ahead and go in with MFEO just because it is slightly darker, just like by a slight hair. Since I know I'm going to be building shades, I like to take it step by step, just so blending is a lot easier. It's a lot easier to build gradually to like your darkest shade rather than just slapping on like a black outer in that crease and then trying blending that. As I'm applying this, I'm kind of doing little like baby circles at the same time adding the color so it blends out as I'm adding it. But then I'm going to go back in with this clean Morphe M502 and blend even more. So I think I'm going to go in with butter. I'm going to focus this starting off just in the outer portion of the eye. Really just focusing this in the crease. Like as I said, as you get darker with your shades, you want to get smaller with like the area that you apply it, if that makes any sense. I'm going back in. This Morphe M502 is just like my go-to blending brush. So I'm going to be using it a lot throughout the video. Going with this one, that shade is Pooter. I'm actually going to pick this up with the Morphe M518. It is a smaller fluffy brush, so I can focus this in just the outer corner. Like it's not fluffy, so I have a little bit more control with the color. So far with just these matte shades, amazing. Like they blend so easy. So I'm just like, first off, I'm applying it in just my crease, and then with it, whatever color I have left, I'm like fanning it out. Like very lightly. I have like my hand at the end of the handle, so I go in with a light hand and just lightly blending it up, but like I said, mainly focusing it right here. I want to make sure that each side is evenly pigmented. Just gonna take whatever is left over and just slightly blend that into the crease. And then picking up the Morphe M502 again with a light hand and blending that out. Everything needs to be very seamless, no harsh edges whatsoever. We're going to do buns. It is the shade right here. And I'm going to use the same M518. And again, focus this kind of in the same area. We're not going to go as far out with it, because we are starting to get into the darker shades. So I'm mainly focusing this in the outer third of the lid. You could stop right here and this would be a gorgeous light, like yet kind of slight like glam look, obviously putting on a lid color. But so far, guys, these mattes, it is just so easy to blend. So I'm going to go back in with that first brush I was using to apply the first shades. And with whatever shadow I have left, I'm going to blend out buns. Good. So this is Mocha. And then Chip is right next to it. So this is just going to be focused right here. Like, I don't know if you can see, but I'm like digging the brush into my crease. And then the outer half of the lid, or outer third. And then I'm like brushing it down because I will clean that up with concealer. I think I'm gonna have to purchase a second palette when they restock, so that I can have one where I don't touch and then have one that I use. And then I guess if it comes time and I need to use the one that I haven't touched yet, I will have that as a backup. So now I'm going in with that brush I used to apply the transition shades and blending out Mocha. I'm actually going to pick up, what is it, MFEO, and just blend, 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 honey. So now I'm going to dip into Chip. I'm going to use a smaller brush than I have been using, just so I can focus this just right in the outer corner. Like, I don't want it to go crazy everywhere. Like, literally right here. I'm like pushing it onto the skin or onto the lid so I get like nice full pigmentation, and then we'll blend it out. So don't be startled, y'all. I ain't gonna leave it like that. This is a gorgeous color. I don't know how she described it, but to me this is like a purpley, like a dark purple brown. Okay, Now I'm going to go in with the Morphe M518 and blend. And then going in with the fluffy brush that we use to apply. Okay, y'all, like my lighting is getting really weird right now because I think a cloud is in the way of the sun, so I apologize. Okay, then I'm actually going to take the Morphe M521.
This is a big ass fluffy brush that I'm going to use.
I think I'm going to do a best. So the same brush that I used to apply chip. I just went back into Silk Cream, the very first shade that I applied. Literally the very first one. Don't know if you remember. That was a little while back just because I need this shit to be blended since we just added that black. I'm going to go in with the Morphe M502. Then I'm going to go in with the LA Girl Concealer in Porcelain, and I'm going to carve out the crease in the front. We're going to go slightly above like my natural crease. Okay, just like that, like a half cut crease. Take a brush and try and blend that out without messing up like the nice defined line. And at the same time, I'm trying to blend out the concealer. It helps if you like look down, because then your eyelids are open, but they're not. Your eyes are all the way closed, so you still have like full vision to see what's going on. Taking a Morphe 214 because it's like okay, so I have it all blended out. I'm going to take some Airspun powder and set that just so it doesn't crease before I get to it with the shimmer shade. Okay, then I'm going to go back in with the Morphe M518 and blend the edges where the concealer is at. You got a little crazy with the concealer, go ahead and go back in with any of the outer shades to darken them up again. Okay, so I have a flat eyeshadow brush. I'm just going to pick up whatever setting spray came first and get that bad boy all nice and wet. We're going to pick up Hustle on this flat shadow brush. And we're going to apply it on both sides. I'm just going to start pressing this onto the lid. So again, like I mentioned before, try and keep that line very defined.
It ain't called a cut crease for no reason, honey.
So then going back in with that Morphe M518 and then blending out the edges again. Do not want a super defined line in between the two colors. Okay, going back in with the same brush I'd used to apply the first shades and just blending and blending more. So I'm going to again get the brush wet and we are going to use Obsessed in the inner corner. I'm going to slightly carry that onto the lid. Okay, going back in with that brush I used for the transition shades. Just blending out that brow bone. Oh, girl. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and pop on some liner and lashes off camera, and I will be back. So I just went ahead and popped on some lashes and liner and did most of my face makeup just because I feel ugly without it. So, but I wanted to hop back on so we could finish out the bottom lash line. So I'm gonna go in with MFEO and the small M562 Morphe brush. And we are going to start smoking out the bottom lash line. Starting off with one of the first shades I had used for the top, for the crease. We are gonna carry this lower than the other shades so it gets that nice smoked out like ombre. I'm gonna go into Butter. That was like the third shade that I used. Like we did with the crease up top, we are going to build on the lower lash line. And then dipping into, we're gonna go into Pooter. And then I think our next one will be Chip. So we're gonna focus this more closer to the lash line. Okay, now we are gonna go into, whoops, daisy, to Chip. And we're gonna focus this right on the lash line. Mainly focusing it in the outer corner. So then I'm gonna go in with that clean M502 brush. I'm gonna go in with the NYX retractable eyeliner in black. We're gonna line the waterline. So I'm stopping, like, I'm not taking it all the way in, stopping like 3/4 of the way in. Kind of carrying it below the lashes on the outer portion. And I'm going back in with that small brush with a little bit of chip on it and smoking that black out. We're gonna put some mascara on the bottom lashes. I'm going to apply in light in the inner corner just to add a little bit more sparkle. Zoom out a bit. Holy shit, guys. Okay, okay. Let's finish the face. So all I gotta do is highlight and a lip color. So again, I'm going to take some setting spray. I'm using the Morphe R40. Nice little flippy brush. I'm going to use the Anastasia Glow Kit today. I think I want to use Sunray. Spray this bad boy. Dip it into Sunray and let's glow, sisters. Glow, glow. I was going to use my Jaclyn Hill Becca palette, but of course, you know, when you want to use it, you can't find it. Okay, now I'm going in with Snow. Do a little bit on the schnoz. Now I'm going to take the brush I was using to apply my face powder just to blend that out so it's not like super harsh. I'm going to use Colourpop Midi first. Okay, now I'm going to top it with the Anastasia Undressed Lip Gloss. Because I think I need a glossy lip with this look, girl. So this is the completed look. Let me go ahead and set this bitch. We gonna set it with Slay All Day and Deslick setting spray because this shit, I'm about to leave this on for weeks. So guys, I'm going to go ahead and give my overall opinion of this thing. I am obsessed. I am obsessed. I might, like, y'all, you don't even understand. I'm getting emotional. I am in love with this. Like, everything blended out so beautifully. Like, the darker the eyeshadow, sometimes darker eyeshadows are hard to blend out, but these shadows, I am telling you, like, literally one is named Butter and they blend like butter. Oh, I'm obsessed with this, guys. Oh my god. This palette, yes. A million times yes. Go buy it. Buy 5 of them. Buy 12. Could never have too many.